Okay, this is the no, more like the second video for the Spiral Knights Kingdom mod, where we are going to show off things we've added, things we are working on, and talk about what's coming up in later updates and what we have planned. I have with me Polaris, and I have Jeb, the two other people that work with me on the project. Say hello.
Hello.
Greetings.
We're going to start with the weapons first, to kind of give a short display of all the ones that have special functions at the moment, which will be starting off with our gold Argo hammer, which is our OP admin weapon, basically. It does, well, a lot of knockback. And I mean a lot of knockback. Huh,
I didn't know you could do that.
me either. But, when you're in the map and you're fighting enemies as you would, you can hit the trigger and it will change all the factions on all the enemies. So you will have some people fighting each other or and you, and have some people working with you and such. Definitely confuses everybody. We are probably going to downgrade this at some point, so that
Yes,
function,
2OP, please nerf.
yes, it will eventually have a downgraded version which will be more friendly for play, because at the moment it is a very small chance, but the NPCs do spawn with that, and they do have the chance to hit you with it.
Which is hilarious, might I add.
Oh yes, especially when you fly across the map and not know what happened. We have the Arcana Scythe, which is a custom weapon that belongs to Jab here. That is added into the mod. It is actually our first scythe in the mod at the moment. It is a very silent but deadly weapon. And eventually we'll have the ability to transform into a smaller shield-like weapon. We also have, coming back to the book, I'm sure everybody's seen the spear. Give it a good catch and toss. We have cloth on our weapons. Everybody else get good. We also have the amputator, which responds to the trigger. The chainsaw moves accordingly. So when you're in combat and hit somebody's arm or leg, it makes it easier to cut through them. It also deals damage if you kind of just hold it on somebody. As you can see, my hand is getting hit. We have the Sword of the Almire Legion, which is a modified version of the spear to give you more of a easier swinging longsword type weapon, though it is very easy to stab and get stuck into somebody, so it has its downsides, which can be quite annoying when you're thrusting. So this one's very cut focus. I can't even stab it in the ceiling. Look at me. Okay. Other weapons to point out. I have to go into World to show off this one, so let's go do that now. Which map should we start off with? Let's start off with the castle, because that one's the newest one.
Wait.
Why, what?
I was just gonna say, why don't you just show them the changes you made to the first map first?
Well, I'm already here, so I'll show it to them in a minute. Well, okay. Let us spawn this. Give it a good holster. Spawn some bad guys. All the new maps, including the underbelly, which was poorly shown off in the update we all have now, have new music. But as you can see, it gives people and then makes them into zombies, which will pick up their weapons and fight for you. Which is a very interesting way to play the game. They are very dorky, and they don't have much health because it takes you getting them down to a certain health for the ability to activate. And it looks like our zombie won a fight. And that didn't last long.
Hammer's OP. Please nerf.
The enemies do spawn with it, so if you're playing a Warzone map, they can possibly, if given the weapon, can possibly just make a zombie horde. Another little tidbit to show off is we fixed all of our weapons, so things that look like they didn't stab or cut, it started doing that for some reason, or the other way around, like let's say the shovel not doing a lot of damage. Now it kind of bluntly does too much damage. It now stabs, cuts, and does blunt damage. So you can hit any way you want. And that change has been affected by every weapon. Our damagers now work on our weapons. But taking the time on the map now, you have seen the cutlass. Let us take a look at our Staff of Useless Mage. This is a voice-activated magical staff. Comes with a spell list. You can read off the staff. That Jab, you said this was going to eventually be toggleable, correct? The spell list. Is there anything you'd like to add about the staff?
It's very work in progress.
That it is. Two of our spells on it at the moment don't work, but we do have one that
They have effects
does.
on them.
Oh, well, that is true. If we would take the second to go, here is Mana Bolt's effect. Very pretty. Oh wait, I do think it still has the awkward damaging thing. Oh, There's someone's axe. We have Fireball, which has a very pretty display. And then there's our famous working spell at the moment, Junk Drop, which did not get selected yet. Junk Drop. There we go. And it just makes everything rain. Makes it a very fun thing to do.
Do you mind the dots?
Shuffles are sideways. I'll have to check on that.
But everything comes down basically point first, except for a handful of weapons.
Worth noting, when you release the button, it'll release a drop, or a burst of weapons, rather, all at once.
Interesting. So you can just shotgun weapons on top of people's heads. Which is an interesting segue to the other weapon we just got finished.
I wouldn't leave that just laying around.
It's okay, they can't
Yeah, I
use it.
can't use it.
They can't use it, but they can still cause some kind of mayhem by picking it up.
Oh, right, touching people, it causes weapons to fall from the sky. I need to take that part out.
As you can see, the shotgun has particle effects, working slide, and it gives people on contact. Shields do block it, but not super effectively. So right now it is a quite point and win weapon. It doesn't help that the AI is not really the best at blocking when it thinks it can win. You probably have to lower down the density of that black cloud a little bit more.
Indeed.
Because it is a little bit much for VR. But you cannot shoot the gun when it's not cocked, so pumping the shotgun actually is required. You can't just pull the trigger and shoot as many times as you want. It does require you to do a lot of things.
Also, the pump sound is a placeholder.
We will be getting a more accurate shotgun sound.
I mean, I thought a lot of our sound effects were placeholder.
For the moment. We will be adding more custom sound effects on hit, like for hammers and such. What shotgun is nearly completed. We have working carbines and working Antiguas. We should probably add the ability for when they get hit by the bullet, they stagger.
Also, possibly make the bullet glow. They are very hard to see.
Will probably be a texture fix for us. But the bullets do get blocked by shields. And for handguns at the moment, they do what I would like to refer to as a pretty good start. We have a Order Fist. Good shield that comes with, well, basically a blender. And as I am about to die with annoying heartbeat sounds, let's go back home.
Of course, we still have more maps to show off.
As we go back to our nice, lovely map, the house will be replaced at some point. We are working on an idea what to start with. But the map that has been severely updated is this one. The Underbelly. I tried to make sure this one was as much of a faithful recreation as I could. It is hard to do when most of the game is, well, top-down.
Yes, lots of touching up of assets.
A lot of the assets are either completely remade or extremely touched up. We do take a large portion of our models from the game, but we also do make a large portion of our models to go with. So it is a very big give and take.
I mean, even the ones that we do borrow, a lot of them we have to build half of the model anyways.
Yes, like this is a custom weapon here. Very nice. We had to rebuild a lot of the stuff because a lot of the mesh is flat planes that are one-sided.
Also, that texture is completely new.
Yes, there is no blue sword in the game. Little teaser. But that gives us a good chance to look at some other things. Like the wrench wand. I showed it off in the first video, but I didn't give any description of what was going on. So let me holster this and take the time to do so. This one is one of our more skill-based weapons that takes a little bit to master. Upon swinging, while holding the trigger, you have the ability, once you let go of the trigger at a certain arc, to throw projectiles. Depending on the speed, the damage scales with the speed. So you can hit somebody right through their shield, if aimed correctly. But it is not only a good long-range weapon, it is a good close-range weapon if you decide to switch handles. The crystal is able to be stabbed into people. It just takes a little bit of effort, but the other side is less so. So there's a good way to get some projectiles in and then go in for the big hit. We will probably have more weapons like this, or have unique features like this soon. We are planning to add charged effects for at least all of our weapons. seeing that Spiral Knights uses a lot of the same charge effects, but different elements for a lot of their weapons, we will probably be following suit.
Unless we can think of something that we think would be more fun.
Yeah, along with all of our things being fixed, it is nice to take such weak weapons and make them look very powerful. A lot of our modified models like this are cheeky references to other games, which we like to do a lot. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have noticed that we do have references like Useless Mage Staff is a Kingdom Hearts reference. We also have the shield from Kingdom... We do have the shield from Kingdom Hearts coming. It is not in the game yet.
We have the Hylian shield, however.
We plan to do a lot of other games. Closest one to being done at the moment requires textures and colliders and such is the Mega Man set. We plan to add Mega Man weapons, guns and bombs and such into our pack as well. So it is more than just Spiral Knights. There's going to be a lot of games added to it which are in the style.
Yes, and every single one of these reference sets are made from the ground up or modified from a Spiral Knight's weapon.
We have a lot of Final Fantasy weapons which will probably be coming out soon to honor the remake of 7 coming soon. We have the Masamune and the Buster Sword. We will probably be doing others like the Warrior of Light Sword and Shield to give us a good short sword and shield balance, because we don't have many shields for the Final Fantasy weapons. We also plan to do, which it's mostly in the planning phase, but a Nier Automata weapon set. But I really feel like that one's going to come too. We also have a lot of original weapons, like the Argo Hammer here, which are coming. We have a needle which will be hinted in our Discord by Polaris here. It is something she's working on to add to the mod. We also have another weapon that Jab is going to be adding from his set. To also go with the Final Fantasy set, since guns are a thing, we also have the Cerberus Revolver. Which is going to be an interesting weapon to, well, get in here for sure. Guns are not the easiest. But along with this update to the map, we've also added cloth to a lot of our weapons that didn't have them. We are still going through some that need the update. Cloth physics is a neat little addition to our mod that we didn't know we could do until happily clicked one button one day. Shovels are scary. But the Super Shovel here is a reference to Shovel Knight and his custom knight form. Once you unlock that, and you get the
Baron armor set.
Baron armor set. It is supposed to resemble the big, powerful shovel you get from that set. Note that we will eventually be adding a Shovel Knight shovel as a reference, and probably also a Shield Knight shield. But a lot of that stuff is later down the line. To take the time to show off this map a little bit more, I will show you the Death Bear. Which does work.
Very thorough, hun. Very thorough.
Yes. This map is 2 stages. It has a lower floor. So this is one of our bigger maps. It is very empty at the moment. We are planning to add more stuff. But right now it's basically just the floor and a couple of walls. The crates, pots, and other things that will be coming later, well, are coming later. They'll be placed around the map and add nice little set decorations. As I go back to the house, I will show us the last map, which is also the first map you all saw. Letting it load. This is our nice little Skydome map. Very peaceful and pretty, showing off that the custom buildings we have built. The cloth physics show off that we have working flags. Adds a nice realistic feel to something that's not so realistic. But a lot of these assets we've had for quite a while. They've came from a different project which we do not talk about. But maybe at some point we will. But as a good way to wrap up everything, there is a big update coming out soon, where a couple more weapons will be added. Everybody will be able to get their hands on some more shields. And hopefully the Heart of Ice, because that one should be almost done. It is going to be, at the start, I guess, giant standard mace. Would you agree with that, Jap?
More or less.
I mean, anyone that's played that level in Spiral Knight should know what the Heart of Ice is.
True enough. We are going to give it some fancy abilities at some point, but right now it is going to start off as a giant smash and crush thing. But to wrap things up, this all is available now at Nexus for Blade and Sorcery. You can pick it up. It is a simple install, dragging it into your streaming assets folder. If you need any
Link in
help,
the description.
link in the description. If you need any help figuring out how to install it, There are helpful Discord groups. We also have a Discord group that is open to anybody. We are looking for help to make this mod grow. If anybody has lots of experience with Unity, we would appreciate the help. We also take a lot of fan creations. If you want us to make the drawing of your sword that you like, we can add it to our list and put it in the mod.
And post a design, and if we like it, we might add it as a weapon.
We are very open to anything and everything. So don't feel shy, and join our Discord. Besides that, any other questions, leave them down in the comments, and I will see you all next video.